Hello, my name's Eric. This is Colson Mind Over Body. Today we'll be doing the Peak Pilates mat routine or floor routine. Starting off with the 100, a breathing exercise. So, both knees to chest, reach out long, ankles at eye level, chin to chest, eyes to belly button, and begin to pump your arms vigorously, roughly 6 to 8 inches above your abdominal wall. Inhaling for 5 and exhaling for 5. Inhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Next exercise is the roll up. From this place, your head comes up through your arms like a window. Chin to chest, eyes to belly button, peeling your vertebrae up, one vertebrae at a time, up off the mat, reaching deeply up through the abdominal, like your belly button goes in an elevator and up an elevator. As your arms reach overhead, please make sure to keep your ribs compressed down so that your ribs do not flare up. As you stretch forward, heels stay in the same position the whole time, and articulate your spine back down the mat, inhaling as you lengthen long, exhaling as you bring your head through your arms like a window. Really try to hook your tail underneath you, squeezing your seat, and rolling down one vertebrae at a time. And exhale, come forward. And exhale as you roll the spine. And finish there. Common modification would be to soften the knees and use your arms to assist you. However, don't throw your arms forward. Keep the tension in the powerhouse. Moving on to the next exercise, we have single leg circles. So take your right knee into your chest, hug it tight. Moving proximal to distal, we move the leg straight up to the ceiling, give it a little stretch, and begin. Moving down, out, and up, down, around, up, down, around, up. Ideally, no wider than your shoulder, hugging center line, so you just narrowly cross ankle bone to ankle bone. Using your powerhouse the whole time so that your hips do not rock back and forth. After 5 repetitions in one direction, we do 5 repetitions in the opposite direction and switch legs. Up, around, and over, up, around, over. Exhale, inhale. Exhale, inhale. Exhale, inhale. And one more. Okay, really trying to see the thigh move separately from the pelvis. To modify, you can soften the bend of one leg or both, depending on how tight the hip flexor is. Again, still trying to make the leg move separately from the body, and you can make the circle smaller. Rolling like a ball is next. You simply roll up. You can modify and assist yourself up with your arms again. You can twist to your side and sit up. Keep it in as smooth of a motion as you can. Then pick your seat up and bring your seat to your feet. Then bring your head through the knees, trying to find a balance point on the back of the tail. Heels are together, toes are apart. Then you roll back just to the tips of your shoulders and roll up. Really trying to roll directly in the center of the mat. Inhalation brings us back, and exhalation brings us forward. Common errors would be for your feet and knees to come apart. Shoulders are down away from your ears, heels are together, toes are apart. Okay, place the feet down and lift yourself back to the center of the mat. And we maybe do like 5 or 6 rolls. In the beginning, if we have no control, we really only do 1 or 2. And then we move into the abdominal series of 5. Bring your right knee to your chest. Outside hand is to the ankle and cross hand is to the knee. And that's to steer the lower leg to keep it in alignment. So the inside of the body and the inside of the lower leg will be parallel, pulling towards your ear. Change legs. And lengthening the opposite leg out. From this position, we want to make sure that the pelvis stays still, the abdominals are working deeply in and up, and then we change legs again. Pull, pull, switch. Really try to imagine that you're pushing down with that long outreached leg so that your glutes stay engaged. It feels like a completely different exercise when you're doing all these correctly. It really comes to life as you switch and change and switch and change, and you can inhale, exhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, exhale. Really trying to pull the legs to the body, not the body to the legs. Okay? Go ahead and lower your head down, bringing your knees to your chest, holding on to your ankles. Common errors in all the abdominal exercises is that people will commonly complain about their neck. So we want to make sure that the neck, as we're lifting up, as you get tired, you're just going to put it down. Then the second thing is to hold the head up through the powerhouse and the abdominals. So lift up your head, looking deeply into your sternum, so the eyes really look in and not up. We do so many of those crunches in the fitness field or fitness world, so we get easily accustomed to looking up. Okay. Keep those shoulder blades pressed down, chin to chest, eyes looking through your sternum, looking at your ankles and not at the knees, or really pulling your ankles into you, not your knees. For the double leg stretch, you're going to reach out long, inhaling as you go. And exhale, bring them back together. Hugging center line still. Pulling down through those ankles and not your knees. Inhale, reach long. Exhale, pull in. Inhale, reach out long and strong. Circle around and exhale, exhale, exhale. As we get stronger, we go out in even increments. You can start off with both hands and feet to the ceiling, then moving out in even increments. Then optimal is to move your legs out through just above the top of the mat and exhale, pull on back. Cool. We'll move on to the next exercise, the abdominal series, single straight leg stretch. Scissors. So, reach 2 hands to your right ankle. Left leg, opposing leg gets reached out long. Imagine there's a center line between both legs and you evenly lengthen from there. It's a pull-pull, elbows wide, pull-pull. And switch, and switch, and switch, and switch, and switch. Focusing on quality, not quantity. Legs are moving separate from the body. Abdominals are scooped. We're palm over palm now. Double straight leg lower lift. Reach the legs out long to 45 degrees. Scoop into the abdominals to lift them back up. Reach the legs out long again, and be sure that the inner thighs and seat are working along with the abdominals. And the breathing goes inhale and exhale to lift. Inhale, lengthen, 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 and exhale to up. And we can reverse the breath as a variation on the breath. This is a very strong on the back exercise. We can always modify by softening at the knees and moving in a smaller range of motion. Then from this up position, we move into the abdominal series crisscross. Left elbow to right knee, looking back at that opposing elbow. So my right elbow, left knee, and switch, looking at the far elbow above your head. Hugging center line, keeping that torso anchored down through your powerhouse. Whole side stays open. And it can be inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. And we can also change the rhythm and go a little faster. Okay, knees to your chest and lower down. So that's the abdominal series of 5. And in the beginning, we can just focus on 2. And then we add on exercise by exercise until we can complete the whole series of 5. Now with the series of 5, we do no more than 10 repetitions, and it takes a long time to be able to build up to do those sets and repetitions. So, spine stretch forward. Either roll up, rock up, or roll to the side to get up. So the arms are at shoulder height, the feet are flexed, hip bones over sit bones. If the person is tight in their lower back, or hamstrings, knees can be softened and the hips can be elevated. So from the side view, there we go. We want to make sure that their hips, ribs, and shoulders are all upright. No slump, no lean back. Okay. Legs are long, back is flat. Inhale, exhale, bring your chin to your chest. Slide your arms along an imaginary shelf and reach out through your fingertips and heels. Abdominals should be squeezing and pressing into the lower back, and then round up like you're putting your back against the wall. And we do maybe 5 repetitions of this exercise. It is a breathing exercise, so inhale and exhale, really expel all the breath out. squeezing your seat so it's like your tail is reaching under and out through your heels for that spine stretch forward. Transition to the next exercise is open leg rocker. Then grab a hold of your ankles, pull them into your seat, raise them to that 45 degree. Balancing is a preparation for this exercise. Demonstrate control. Shoulders are down. Powerhouse engaged. To roll back to your shoulder tips and roll up. Sit tall, open your chest. Making sure that the initiation comes from the abdominal scooping through rather than your head throwing back. Okay, roll back and up. Roll back and up. Roll back and up. The next exercise is called the corkscrew. If a person has a bad back, we leave this motion very small. Okay. Lower and anchor the lower back into the mat. Starting at the top of the circle, you reach your right legs to the right, around to the left, and back to center. Now that's the small version. Ideally, we go side to 45 degrees, back to the other 45 degrees, and center. We're going to hold your legs in a Pilates stance. Heels are together, toes are apart. Wrapping your seat. Inner abdominals are deeply drawn in and up, like your belly button goes in an elevator and up an elevator. Inner thighs are squeezed together, knees are squeezed together. Calves are squeezed together, heels are squeezed together. Really try not to hold the legs up in the joint through the thighs. You're moving your legs as they lengthen through your hips separately from the body. And we do an inhalation for 1 and an exhalation for 1. Soften the knees as we go if we need to. Inhale, exhale. Softening the knees, continue to hug center line. Inhale, exhale. Keeping space between the pelvis and the thigh bone. Okay. Other anchor points are 2 palms, 2 anchors, and both hips into the mat. Be careful that your head doesn't push too much into the mat because that can create strain through the neck. Hands, shoulders, hips anchored through the mat. Okay. Now we roll up to a seated position for the saw. Separate your feet, arms out to the side. Same thing as the before with the spine stretched forward. If you're having a hard time sitting up through your hips, or if your hip bones cannot sit right up over your sit bones, simply soften the knees. Watch for pressing your knees into the mat and your heels coming up off of the mat. Okay. No schlump, no lean back. Twist to the left, and as you do so, that bottom arm reaches down and long, exhaling, going pinky finger to pinky toe, while the opposing arm reaches out and back. Inhale and come back to center. Exhale, reaching long, compressing those abdominals into your low back. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Another key point is to make sure that the heels stay still. Be sure the rib cage is not collapsing. So pinky past pinky toe, not below it, not somewhere out in space, just right at the pinky toe. Trying to pull back in your waist from here. Typically, people are shaking like a leaf. Moving on to the next exercise is Swan 1 neck roll. Okay, this is preparing for the swan dive, and we call it the neck roll. And this is the first time in the routine that we actually get a length in the front side of the body. Hands go right underneath the shoulders. And if a person has a bad back, one of the things we want to be certain of is that the abdominals move deeply into the low back so that the vertebrae stays long. It is perfectly fine to have the feet apart a little bit. Toes are down on the mat, but ideally, heels are together, toes are together, inner thighs are together, spine is long, reaching long through your crown, elongating out of the neck. Then lift your eyes, lift your chest, and peel back without putting any pressure in your hands to start with. And back down. Okay, so we go again. Shoulders slide down your back. Inhale, lift. Exhale, back down. Inhale, up. And press through hands. Exhale, come on back down. And inhale, lift tall, look left, look down, around, over right, back center, and exhale back down. Inhale, look right, look down, look left, back center, and exhale. We do about 2 repetitions. Then in one smooth motion, we move into a rest position. Arms are reaching out long. Most importantly, scoop the abdominal deep into the low back and breathing through there. 3 deep breaths. Side kick series. Hip over hip, shoulder over shoulder, and elbow is back, creating a straight line along the back edge of your mat. Engaging your waist and tail, kick, kick forward, kick, kick back. Making sure that lower heel is anchored down through the floor. Shoulders are away from your ear. Engaging that powerhouse like your belly button goes in an elevator and up an elevator. Okay. Using the counter weight of your leg, trying to bump you off balance. Really try to lengthen out the leg and the thigh. Loose feet, tight seat. Okay. Top ankle is past bottom ankle. After 5 or 6 repetitions of kicking forward, front and back, we move to the up and down. You can externally rotate your leg so that you can get better height with it. Point your toes to lift up, drag your heel down. Bottom leg heel is still anchored through the floor. And to help kind of get your hips in alignment so that you don't roll too far back or too far forward, externally rotate like that. Point toes, drag heel. Side kick series circles. 5 to the front, 4, 3, 2, 1, and 5 to the back. Side kick series, inner thigh, lower lift. Lift and lower. Imagine there's a glass of water on your ankle, and you have to raise that thing all the way to the ceiling. Lift, 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 lift. Again, it's the movement of the leg separate from or moving through the center of the body without the body getting thrown around. Inner thigh series circles. 5 to the front and 5 to the back. 3. Transition to beats on the belly. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. 20 quick kicks, heels getting beaten together, abdominals scooped, then roll to the other side for the side kick series. Front and back. Kick, kick, back. Kick, kick, forward. Kick, kick, back. Kick, kick, forward. Doing about 5 repetitions again, and that lower leg, or the leg that's on the ground, is anchored down through that heel. Side kick series, up and down. Point toes long, drag heel down. Point toes long, drag heels down. Hips, ribs, and shoulders, ears, and elbow are still all lined up. Side kick series circles. 5 to the front, 5 to the back. Side kick series, inner thigh. Raise and lower. Lift and lower. Inhale, exhale. Scoop and reverse. 4 inner thigh series circles. 3, 4, 5, reverse. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, teasers up next. Arms are up at a 45 degree, making sure the thigh bone is at a 45 degrees, so the heels need to be rather far away from the seat. Inner thighs are joined tight together. From this position, extend your right leg up so the knees are right at the same plane. And your thighs are joined tight together. The leg is held up not just by the thigh, but from the wrap around the seat and the abdominals, reaching out and scooping back at the same time. So, roll back to come up, 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 roll back to come up. You can stretch your arms out overhead, but do not throw your arms forward to gain any momentum. Then switch sides. And it's roll back to come up, and roll back to come up. And as you gain that control, you can build pace in the rhythm. Once both legs are done, you may do both legs in the air to roll back to come up. Now, rest. Now, the classical teaser one, stretch your arms up to the ceiling, reach your legs out to 45 degrees, hold them at 45 degrees. In that Pilates stance, heels are together, toes are apart, inner thighs are zipped together, squeeze in your seat. Then you reach for your knees, reach for your toes, reach for the ceiling, grow tall in the waist, and roll away to finish. Knees, toes, ceiling, lift out of the waist, and roll. And finish. Knees, feet, ceiling, lift, roll. Exhale. Scoop, powerhouse, down. Good. Rest. Next exercise is swimming, or preparation into swimming. So, roll over onto your stomach. The legs are stretched out long, the arms are stretched out long, everything's lengthening out from the center of the body. So, just like when we were on our stomachs for the first times, we're reaching out through the center of the body. The shoulders are slid down through the back. Bring your eyes to the edge of the mat, lifting your head up. Then lift your right arm and left leg, reaching long through the opposition, and without dropping, change in the air. So there's no rocking in the body. Working on these contralateral contractions. And change. And change. And now go into 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale all the way down. And we typically do 2 full breaths. All right, and sit back into your heels. Inhale. Exhale. And in one full smooth motion, we're moving into leg pull front support. Heels are together, toes are apart, inner thighs are zippered together, sit bones are narrowed, abdominals are into the lower of the back, your tail is reaching towards your heels, and your crown is reaching towards your head. Even weight distribution through your hands, spreading out through the center of the hand and out through the fingers. Arms are going to be twisted like you're trying to open 2 jars. And now come down to your knees. Turn and center into the middle of your mat for the mermaid stretch. Ankles are over ankles, knees are over knees, and hands are securing the ankles into the side body. Arm to ear. Now, in this position, it's all about opening and lengthening the side. And most people can't sit up this way. So you can stagger your stance. And as you exhale, reach over. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, reach over again, anchoring down through that opposite hip. Inhale. Pull legs in, arm to ear. Exhale, reach over. Inhale. Exhale. Big side stretch, big lengthening and opening of that side. Making sure the rib cage is flat to the body and there's not an arch going on in this position, cueing the tail long. Okay, and you transition to the other side. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Okay. Doing about 3 repetitions each side, and it does take a lot of inner powerhouse strength to transition between sides, so I will show a few modifications for that as well. Okay, the next exercise will be the seal, and the seal is a cool down exercise for the spine. Hands in a prayer position, dive your hands through your legs and hold on to your ankles, holding softly around your ankles, keeping your fingertips long. The knees are gently pressing in while the arms are gently activated out. Chin to your chest, over the powerhouse, and we're balancing. Now in this exercise, we clap the feet only when a person has a control to hold it. So we'll start by rolling back and then pausing. Pause, roll up. Roll back, pause, and roll up. Okay, and it's a 1, 2, 3, roll back, roll, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, roll, 1, 2, 3, roll. Rolling right to your shoulder tips. Inhaling to initiate the roll back and exhaling to initiate the roll up. The transition into the next exercise is like so. You roll 3 claps, roll back, 3 claps, 3 claps, and with energy, roll right up. Next exercise is the push-up series. Okay, inner thighs are anchored. Inner thighs are anchored. Heels are together, toes are apart. Rib stays flat to the body, so the spine stays long. Chin to chest, then roll down, lifting the abdominals up until your hands reach the mat. Then it's right hand, right hand, boom, we're there. 3 push-ups. Elbows stay close to the side of the body, and if someone is sagging, we're not even going to bother doing the push-up. Just hold the position. Left, right, left. Curling 1 vertebrae at a time, back up to the standing position. We do 3 repetitions of these. Pilates stance, starting with your arms raised up to the ceiling. Deep inhale. Exhale as you bring your chin to your chest, lifting up through your abdominals until you reach the mat. 3 steps out, 3 push-ups, 3 steps back. Inhaling as you Articulate your vertebrae back upright. One last repetition. As you start with your hands to the ceiling, deep inhale, compressed ribs, engage that powerhouse, chin to chest, articulate your spine down. Exhaling, reach the mat. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And step, step, step. Articulate your spine back upright, slow and controlled. Deep inhale. Ta-da! Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for watching. My name's Eric. This is Colson Mind Over Body. Peak Pilates floor routine.